What's up, everybody? Look, I believe that the crypto market is about to finally start giving us some clarity and some moves pretty soon here. And in today's video, I want to explain exactly why I believe that's the case and exactly what I'm looking at right now. So we have a good bit to get into today, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump into it. So as you all know, we are in Bitcoin season. Bitcoin is very obviously in control of the market, which is why we have been watching it extremely closely for the last couple weeks and the last couple months. Well, over the last couple weeks and months, what we've really been paying attention to is this descending channel for Bitcoin. And I told you, this is the decision maker for the altcoin market and the crypto market. If Bitcoin's price can break out of this descending channel to the upside, it's going to open the door for your alts to start to run. If Bitcoin gets rejected off the top side of this descending channel, you're going to see this crypto market start tanking, and many of your alts are not going to do pretty well. And so because of that, I've told you, it's extremely important that you watch what happens here. Well, over the last 6 or 7 days, it's gotten really muddy at the top side of this channel. As you can see, if we zoom into the 4-hour charts, Bitcoin's tried to get the breakout outside of this channel, but it failed. Then it came back towards this 87.5 threshold, and it broke out again, then failed. Then came back to the 87.5 threshold, and then tried to break out, and now we're currently in that attempt, right? And things have gotten very muddy. Things have gotten very unclear, uncertain. And this has caused many people to lose, honestly. There's been a ton of people who've been liquidated to the downside right here, liquidated to the upside right here, liquidated to the upside right here. I mean, it's been an absolute bloodbath at the top side of this descending channel, as many traders have gotten absolutely destroyed here. But on the bright side, though, again, I do believe that we are finally about to get some clarity and kind of a decision from Bitcoin on whether or not we're going to get this breakout to the upside or this breakout to the downside, or I guess a rejection to the downside. And today I'll explain to you exactly why I believe we're going to get this move here, why I think we're going to get this decision, and then what I'm sort of thinking is going to happen. Okay. So the reason why I believe that we are going to see Bitcoin's price give us this decision is just based off all of its structure. Okay. So first and foremost, what you can see is we have now officially spent over 7 days at the top side of the structure. The average for Bitcoin, whenever it hangs out around a structure of support or resistance, is anywhere from 7 to 10 days. You don't usually see Bitcoin hang out at a key support or resistance zone for much longer than that. On average, again, it's only 7 to 10 days. So we finally entered into that range. In addition to that, if we do go down to the 4-hour charts, you can start to see that there are other structures that are impacting Bitcoin's price as well. For example, if I do take my parallel channel and I connect these lows that Bitcoin's price has made recently and I draw it upwards, you can see that Bitcoin has also been interacting with a very clear ascending micro channel here. And this ascending micro channel is forcing Bitcoin's price to the upside right now. And reasonably, Bitcoin's price, I mean, I guess it could sort of snake its way into here until July 13th, but I don't think that's the case. I think this micro ascending channel is forcing Bitcoin's price to make a decision of whether or not it's going to use this channel to break outside of the macro descending channel, or if it's going to lose support, which is normally what happens, and get rejected by the descending channel. And so whenever we look at Bitcoin historical averages and we look at this little ascending micro channel here, I think it's extremely likely that we see Bitcoin's price make this decision within the next 2 or 3 days. And I think we are going to see Bitcoin either clearly try to break above the descending channel using this micro channel, or it's going to clearly get rejected and head back towards, say, $106,000 or $105,000, letting us know that this was a fake out and we have now gotten rejected back towards the downside. So again, I think this decision is finally on the way, and honestly, I would prefer it. I know this could mean that the crypto market could have a pullback on the way, which I am possibly preparing for, which I'll tell you back about in a second. But the truth is, I'd rather this crypto market start pulling back than consistently just keep going up and down because it's getting annoying. And again, so many people are getting decimated in these moves right now. Okay. So that's why I believe that we are finally going to see the crypto market give us some sort of decision pretty soon here. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you the pros and the cons. I want to give you the bullish case and the bearish case as to what happens in a structure like this. And then I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing as a result of weighing these odds. Okay. So whenever we look at the pros, okay, there are a couple pros to this exact price movement, this exact price structure, and let's talk about them. Now, before we get into them, guys, do not forget that if you do want to start doing some trading on Bitcoin, on altcoins today, you can check out the link to BTCC down below. In the link down below, you're going to get access to sign up with my link to BTCC, which is going to give you up to 10 $1,000 in bonuses just for signing up and depositing cash. And in addition to that, you're going to get up to 40% lower trading fees when you sign with my link specifically. And down below, you're going to find a video explaining these perks to you in more depth. And you're going to find a video going over the platform itself so you can get a feel for it as well. So check out the link down below. And if you are doing some investing into some, say, meme coins and things like that, you can check out the link down below over to DFlow. DFlow is one of the best super exchanges I've ever seen before. It's a combination of a centralized and decentralized exchange put into one. So you're going to get the best prices, some of the lower fees, and much more. So if you're doing any meme coin investing, if you're in the trenches whatsoever, check out DFlow. That link is down there as well. But again, let's dive into the pros. So when we're looking at this price structure right here, there are a couple pros, and they go like this. Pro number one is that we are maintaining near the top side of the structure, and I'm going to break down each one in a second here. Pro number two is that we have broken out, which has opened the door. And pro number three is that our indicators are cooling down. What does this mean? Well, what I mean by that is oftentimes the worst rejections that happen in crypto are whenever you get up to a resistance point and you immediately get rejected. Just like we did there, just like we did there, just like we did there. Do you see how when we have these kind of blow off top rejections, they almost always get followed by ginormous pullbacks? Well, that's pretty normal, right? That means that the quicker that you get rejected straight down, right, the stronger the resistance point is. The longer you're able to hold around that resistance, the weaker it is. And so in a moment like this, where we've just hung out around the top side of this, it means that this resistance from the top side of the channel is weakening. And that's a good thing because eventually that could lead to a breakout. Now, as I mentioned, we have broken out already. It didn't last very long, but we have broken out. And kind of historically, from what I've noticed, whenever we do get these breakouts, even if they're fake outs, that door is open and we're very likely to walk through it at some point, okay? We're very likely to walk through it at some point. And so it wouldn't shock me if now that we've gotten this move and this move outside the descending channel, that we are able to break out of it officially at some point. The question just is, do we need to see a big pullback before that can happen? That's the big question. And lastly, our indicators have cooled down. If you, for example, go to, say, the daily RSI, what you can see is that this thing has really calmed down. There's not a ton of volatility happening here. And that does open up the door for volatility. When you have less volatility, it opens up the door for more volatility. And that could be exactly what Bitcoin needs to get this rally out of here and then open this bad boy up towards the top side. And so with that in mind, from those three perspectives, it is looking pretty decent. I will say that. It is looking pretty decent. I do like what we're seeing, but there are, again, some cons that you just have to weigh in, okay? Now, the cons that I have to weigh in are that we have the ascending micro channel, which is what I showed you earlier. If I go again back down to the 4-hour charts, take my parallel channel, connect these lows just like this, and then drag it upwards. You can clear as day see this ascending channel happening. We had a double-sided fake out, which is a fake out here. We had a fake out here, which cancel each other out, and it brings you back to a point of neutrality. And historically speaking, ascending channels like this are bearish in the short term. They have a very high strike rate. We're talking 70-80% of breaking to the downside. Now, the market's been weird. We have had fake outs on both sides, so I'm not even worried about that statistic. I'm not going to say this has a 70% chance of breaking to the downside, but I will say that it does have a decent sized chance of breaking to the downside. And so because we do have this ascending channel here, that is a con. That is something that is concerning. We also did get the fake out. We got Bitcoin's price above this descending channel and we were not able to maintain out of it. And what that means is that although this resistance level may not be that strong, the bears stepped in very hard right here and they were able to push the price down a little bit. Okay. And so it's not the best sign ever. In addition to that, there is a lack of volume and a lack of sentiment. Because Bitcoin's price has done this for a little while, people are starting to get annoyed. They're starting to get tired. People are starting to just get frustrated with this market. And you don't want that sort of sentiment if you're trying to break out of something. It's going to make it a lot more difficult. And then lastly, there's macro liquidation favoring a pullback. So if we head over and we look at some of our liquidation levels, what you can see here on the 30-day charts is that there are more liquidations now to the downside than there are to the upside. And what that means is that if this market does pull back, a lot of people are going to get liquidated. And I would assume those scary lizard people, right? They are licking their eyeballs, trying to get those liquidations. They're vastly aware that if they can bring Bitcoin's price back down to, say, $96,000, which is a move back down towards, the bottom side of this channel, there's over $12 billion worth of liquidations that are possible. And so that is something I do have to factor in. Now, don't get me wrong. There are still a lot of liquidations to the top side, especially well within reach, right? Like if Bitcoin goes to 112K, there's $7 billion worth of liquidations. I think that's very, very possible. And it would be easier for them to get a move up here to liquidate those people than it would be for them to get it back down here. But it is worth noting that there are more liquidations back towards the downside than the upside. And again, history shows that Bitcoin will move in the direction of the most liquidations more often than not. Doesn't mean all the time, but more often than not. And so whenever you do factor in the fact that we have the ascending channel, we got to fake out. We're getting rejected right now. There's no volume. There's bad sentiment. There's a lot of liquidations to the downside, meaning people are still betting big that Bitcoin's about to break out. I definitely do get a little bit concerned here. It definitely does concern me a little bit that we may see Bitcoin's price want to come back down to 105 or maybe as low as 102, or maybe we go bottom side towards $100,000. I think all of that is well within reason. And so because of that, I have been taking a much more cautious approach. I've told you all consistently, I'm not really doing anything right here. I'm sure as hell not opening up any big long trades right now until Bitcoin gives me a clear, decisive decision that we're either going to move upwards or move downwards. I have taken a little bit of profit off the table while we have been up here because, again, remember, my average cost on Bitcoin is $33.5 thousand. So I'm taking a little bit of profit because I'm still up, a couple hundred percentage points. But outside of doing that in my long-term portfolio, I'm not really doing much. I'm just letting this play out because I want a clear decision of what direction Bitcoin's going to break out before I try to make my next move. Look, your goal when you're doing technical analysis and you're trading crypto or whatever it may be shouldn't be to try to predict the market, because the truth is no one can predict what's going to happen. They can just make educated guesses. But what you can do is have plans set in place to where no matter what happens, you're ready. And so my thought process, okay, if Bitcoin breaks out of here, I might open up a long trade with a stop loss set below macro support and start taking profits out of my macro portfolio, start DCAing out the higher we go. If Bitcoin's price does decide that it wants to pull back, I'm going to set key support levels, likely at our key thresholds here, and I'm going to be doing macro DCAs and possibly tight stop loss long trades on each one of these key support levels, looking for that next bounce towards the upside, right? Those are the sorts of plans I have in place. So I am prepared for when this happens. My current goal, though, is to just watch and learn and see what happens here and get ready for that move when it does occur, okay? And so my general advice, not financial, general advice, is to not do too much right here. Don't go too crazy. Let it play out, because I do think more and more people are going to continue to get liquidated. I think this market is going to continue wrecking anybody who's on super high leverage. So I would sit back, play it smart, maybe take a little profit if you're up from big purchases a long time ago, and let this bad boy roll. And then we'll be able to make those decisions as it does play out, okay? So I'll keep you updated. Don't you worry. I'll be here every step of the way updating you. And if you do want even more updates from me, one thing that you can do is actually head over to my Instagram. On Instagram, my Instagram handle is TylerHillYT_. I've started posting a ton of extra updates over there. So Solana, Bitcoin, Bonk, and many more. You're going to get technical analysis. You're going to get some extra advice, all that stuff. The link is down below. And if you're speaking about really learning, check out the Crypto Playbook. We're 15 days away from launch, which is going to be a free guide, a free manual that you can use every day when you're trading and investing into crypto. It's completely free, not fake free, for real free. And you can sign up to the link down below for early access, which I'm going to give you 2 modules completely for free, okay? So check out those things. Don't forget to go follow me on Twitter. And again, if you do want to start doing some trading today, check out BTCC. And if you're in the trenches, go check out our good old pal D-Flow, okay? So with that in mind, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy today's quick video. You guys know I like to keep you updated even in times where there's not really a lot going on, and making content during this, guys, is very difficult, but I try my best to keep you as updated as possible. So if you have been enjoying it, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.